This is maybe one of the most interesting pieces of news I've seen in gaming probably ever. Stop killing games, a movement by gamers to make sure that when video games develop, they are creating a plan where that video game is playable from the day it comes out until the day that the earth turns to dust and time just stops. It's kind of crazy to me as somebody who grew up back in the day of physical games still being the norm, right? In the days of Call of Duty's heyday, in the days of Assassin's Creed's heyday, the days where video games had to come out, and the second they were out, that was pretty much it. Maybe you can make some DLC after the fact, but games had to come out 100% ready to go. And when you bought a video game, it was just 100% yours. There wasn't any of this term of you're buying the license to a video game. There wasn't any of this idea of games coming out in an unfinished state. Like, it was a video game came out, you bought it, and that was pretty much that. Let's go through this one step at a time. Let's talk about what the petition is. Let's talk about what needs to happen for this petition to have any sort of weight in the development of games. Let's talk about what support there is. Let's just break it down step by step. Let's first start with the objective of what is Stop Killing Games? What is this movement trying to do? The best example that I can possibly think of for me is NBA 2K, specifically the My Career and I guess honestly the My Team mode as well. For NBA 2K, and I think it's pretty much true for a lot of other sports games as well, in order to be able to do anything in any of the online modes, you have to have the virtual currency. In NBA 2K, it's literally just called virtual currency, and you can acquire that in the game, or you can spend real life money in order to get it as well. And then in the case of My Career, you use that virtual currency to upgrade your player. In the case of My Team, you use that virtual currency to open packs and acquire cards and things like that. And so in order for you to be able to enjoy the game to the fullest, you have to earn that VC, whether by you earning it and buying it, right? You're earning it by earning money from your real life job and then using that real life money to buy it, or you're earning it in the game. I'm not even going to get into the fact that over the years, it has become harder and harder for you to earn that virtual currency in sports games. And so there is a 100% a pressure for you to use your own real life dollars to acquire that virtual currency. In the scope of the Stop Killing Games movement, what they are talking about is actually something that happened to me a couple of months ago. I wanted to play NBA 2K23. It's the last NBA 2K game that I bought. I wanted to do the My Career mode, not online, just like offline, playing the My Career mode. It's something that I've enjoyed doing pretty much since I started playing video games. But if you load into NBA 2K23 right now, or maybe it was NBA 2K22, I'm actually looking at my PlayStation log right now, you're not able to play NBA 2K22 My Career at all. The servers have been shut off. There is no way for you to play it at all. Now, for me, this is just something that's very disappointing because I just can't, and I don't feel like buying the new game. It kind of sucks. But especially for people that put hundreds of dollars into the NBA 2K22 My Career mode, that money is just essentially sunk. You've got nothing out of it besides the memories of whatever you did while you were playing the game. There is no possible way for you to recoup or continue to use the product that you sunk probably hundreds of dollars into. The same can be true. The same can be said of any game that closes their servers after, for whatever reason, the game goes offline. If you buy cosmetics, if you buy weapon blueprints, if you buy anything in the game using virtual money, heck, if you just buy the game and then years later it goes offline, like the money that you spent is pretty much gone. So in the eyes of consumers, it's essentially this idea that, hey, I bought a car, right? There wasn't a little device in my speedometer that said at 200,000 miles the car just turns off and you can't use it anymore. The wheels lock up, the steering wheel pops off, and that's that. When I buy it, it's my car. I can drive it as long as it is humanly possible to drive it. That is the mindset of this Stop Killing Games movement, and we can see it as evidenced right here. Stop Killing Games is a consumer movement starting to challenge the legality of publishers destroying video games they have sold to customers. An increasing number of video games are sold effectively as goods with no stated expiration date, but designed to be completely unplayable as soon as support from the publisher ends. This practice is a form of planned obsolescence and is not only detrimental to customers but makes preservation effectively impossible. Furthermore, the legality of this practice is largely untested in many countries. So there's some more things that go on, but that's in and of a nutshell, right? Is that if you buy a game, there should be an understanding that that product is now yours, and it's not for just a set amount of time. You should be able to play that game in some sort of decent state for until time ceases to be a thing. It's got a lot of signatures. It's over 1 million already. I believe it's only for the EU and for Britain. And essentially the petition there, what I'm seeing they're hoping to do is petition the government to pass some sort of laws. Let's keep in mind that the EU already passed a whole bunch of laws concerning the microtransactions, especially with sports games and things like that. If you guys go and play a sports game now, for the most part, most of those games have pack odds. If you go to buy a pack in a store, it'll tell you the odds of pulling the 99 overall that you want, or the possibility of pulling this, that, or the other thing. So we've already seen a precedent where the European Union and the governments therein will initiate some sort of change to protect gamers, and most notably probably children that shouldn't really have access to their parents' credit card, but kind of do in a decent amount of situations. Ooh, they also have a space to contact if you are French and own a copy of the game The Crew, please consider following our guide, just submitting information that can be sent to the UFC. Ooh, let's check this out, because I haven't seen this yet. That's in French. Never mind. Well, I guess we can't see that. So long story short, hopefully you understand now what this is about. I'm really curious to see some of the other things about it. Fuck it. Let's just go to Reddit real quick. What does Reddit have to say about the Stop Killing Games movement? So this is just explaining it. I'm not really going to see anything here. What is this thing about pirate software? I don't even know who this guy is. Okay, I've seen this guy's face before somewhere. Is this pirate software? All right, let's just read it real quick. The Stop Killing Games campaign, advocating for permanent access to purchase digital goods, reached 1 million signatures, sparking controversy. Pirate software, also known as Thor, faced severe backlash, including death threats and doxing. Ugh. After criticizing the campaign's vagueness, he stepped down from off-brand games due to the attacks on the studio's titles, highlighting concerns about online discourse. Now, I'm not going to pretend like I know all of what's going on, but I'm going to disagree with him already. Looking at the petition, it seems kind of straightforward to me. Like, they want games to be playable after the developers have all moved on to something else. And then to me, that seems like a pretty decent request, right? You're buying this product and you are saying that you should be able to use said product after developers are no longer working on said product, right? Like, I don't have little tiny Ant-Man in my car continually working on it every single day, and I can still use it. This is going to get really, really dicey if this goes into the government, because video game companies are going to talk about, okay, what is ownership of a video game? Is ownership, do people own the video games that are in their hard drive? We already see this with Nintendo, right? They're saying you don't own the video game that you're purchasing. You own a license to the video game, right? It's these very, very weird wordplay tricks to sort of get you to, you know, play around with what is ownership. It depends on what your definition of is Mr. President. It's all just a way for them to create a project, milk as much money out of it as possible, and then force people. And this is really my take on it. I wanted to be objective to this video, but honestly, just screw that. This really is just, we want to create a project, milk as much money out of it as possible, and then force people to move on to the next one, so that way we can continue to milk as much money out of it as humanly possible. There's no, I will never buy another NBA 2K when it comes out, but heck, they're going to try to make me, because I cannot go back and play my career just offline whenever I want. If I go into NBA 2K22 right now, or NBA 2K18, I ain't gonna be able to play my career offline. Nah, you gotta play that shit online, my boy. You got to be buying VC. Don't you want this nice digi camo shooting sleeve that has +3 3-point for your guy? It's only 1600 VC. This is going to turn into a rant on sports video games real quick if I don't watch myself. Going back to this Pirate Software situation, Pirate Software, who has previously criticized the campaign for being too vague, has found himself in the center of the storm. On a July 4th Twitch stream, Thor revealed the extreme fallout. I got swatted, brother. Oh my goodness, people are swatting his house because they don't like his opinion. Again, this is gonna be a little bit of a sidetrack. Even if this guy, let's just say he's in the pocket of big gaming. Ubisoft sent him like a fat stack of cash just to say, hey, support us and the mobile game that owns half of our shares now, and just tell people that they don't deserve to own the game that they paid for. Let's say that's true. He still doesn't deserve to get swatted. He doesn't. And especially, he doesn't deserve to get death threats. Obviously, I think he's incorrect with what he's saying, but what is this video right here? Let's watch like 30 seconds of this, because I feel like this is gonna, we're starting off with a Black Ops 1. Okay,
why is he here? He lost.
Cortana.
As we speak, Stop Killing Games has made the biggest turnaround
who is this surfboard with a chain chomp, or who is this guy?
ever seen for a petition. As of today, the European petition has reached over 1 million signatures. Pat yourselves on the back, open up a cold one. Yeah, I know you've been in and out of rehab.
All right, I don't feel like watching this whole video. Where's the part that talks about him?
Ego. Originally, this petition had a tough time getting its feet off the ground because Pirate Software months ago had put out a video protesting against it, encouraging people not to sign the petition and misrepresenting it.
And I think that the tactics that you're using here are really disgusting. So yes, I won't agree with that. And I won't agree with Ross.
What tactics are they using? It's a petition. What's wrong with that? I don't understand. The first part said vague, right? So that doesn't make any sense to me. Why, if it's vague, that has nothing to do with disgusting. Let's move on. I do want to, maybe we're down the rabbit hole now. Maybe we'll see a Pirates video in a second.
No way around.
Okay, so I've never heard of Pirate Software before making this video. Knowing that he's a developer, it doesn't matter to me that he's for Blizzard. I do genuinely want to see what developers would have to say about this, because at the end of the day, I don't ever feel like the gamers' fights are with developers. I feel like gamers' fights are with corporations, right? Developers go into game developing. I mean, I'm sure some of them go in because there's a lot of money to be had, but I genuinely believe for the most part, kids that go to college and go, I want to study game developing, do that because they enjoy game developing and they enjoy gaming, right? They go into it because they want to make passion projects. They do it because they're passionate about gaming. Now, obviously, corporations only care about dollar signs. They care about their shareholders. They care about their stock values. And so that's, in my mind, for the most part, and maybe this is a naive perspective, but in my mind, I would feel like there would be some fighting. There's probably some fighting between developers for the most part and corporations. And I'm sure that there's some situations. I've seen a lot of the issues that were going on in Ubisoft's developing studios in the way, and there was a lot of videos that I saw leading up to the release of Shadows, and I'm sure there's a lot of issues inside developing studios, but it's hard for me to believe that somebody would go into game develops without caring about gaming. This video is just going to all be about this guy quit his game developing after after it succeeds, blah 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 blah. I want to look up Pirate Software. What is he saying? I think it's important to look at both sides. In my opinion, if you can't look at somebody that disagrees with you, then you're probably not correct in your opinion. Let's see what Pirate Software has to say. Seems like he's probably the focal point of this. Dude, I don't see any videos here that talk about him in a good light. Look at these videos. These thumbnails and these titles they don't look good for this guy. We'll just say that. I would love to see a game that talks about him in a decent light. I haven't seen this Moist Critical one. Maybe we watch that one. I'll watch that one at a different time. For now, what I want to focus on is this thought, or I want to focus on the main topics right now. Is there any updates to this right now? Okay, it just looks to me like we're just collecting signatures as much as possible, and I think that a lot of people are going to make a lot of videos, but what it comes down to is we need to see people. Oh, he has a video on this 11 months ago? Wow, that was forever ago. Okay, I'm gonna pause on this video because I'm already at 20 minutes and I don't feel like rambling about this for too long. If this video gets 10 likes, I will make a video reacting to the Pirate Software one and kind of going through his plots, because I genuinely do want to look and see what somebody who's against this petition would be saying, because in my mind this is a no-brainer, especially just because of looking at sports games in particular. Apparently The Crew 2 is another one that people are looking at. I'm in full support of the idea that gamers own the game that they are buying. It's no different than buying a car. The last half of my life, I'm 27, has been very weird to look at the gaming industry, because it really has been this weird slide to when you buy a game, because most of us don't go into a store now and fork over cash and get something that we can hold in our hands anymore. The language that they have started to use when you purchase a video game is, I think, kind of dangerous, because it's undermining the rights of a consumer a little bit, I think, right? When I go into a store and buy a burrito, I'm not buying the license to eat the burrito. I'm buying the physical thing, right? But because games aren't physical anymore, they started to kind of use it the same way we talk about like the same way a music industry talks about, like the same way record labels talk about music, the artistic license, right? The same way we talk about IPs, right? It's why you see Disney coming out with all these live action movies right now, so that they don't lose the rights to IPs. In my opinion, games shouldn't be that way. They should continue to be products that you are buying, and thus when you buy that product, it's yours to own and yours to play with for as long as you want. I agree with this petition, at least at face value, but I am genuinely curious to see what a dissenter would say. So if you're a dissenter, make sure you guys leave a like on this video. If you agree with my opinions, leave a like on this video too. If you somebody who has any more information, please leave it down in the comments below. Let's have a conversation about it. If you guys want to see me react to the Pirate Software video, please let me know. If there's any other information on this, please also tell me down in the comment section below. This is a brand new channel for me. It's one that's going to be focused on gaming news and me just kind of riffing about certain things going on in the gaming industry. So make sure you guys hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff. I really appreciate any support that you guys give me. My name is the Flapjack, and I will hopefully catch you guys in the next video. Until then, peace.